Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if you haven't, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, man? Subscribe to the YouTube channel and join the farm. Anyway, today I come to you with like a very special video. Last year, this time frame, I was busy looking for universities, looking for where to study and whatnot. And so this year I decided I'm gonna film a video of that time frame. I don't have any script, I don't have nothing. This is just, I'm telling you guys this like I would tell a friend and be like, this happened and this happened. Yeah, I'm here with the tea. Nobody even talks about this time frame, like the time between finishing high school and looking for universities, especially when you want to study abroad. Nobody talks about it. So I will do two videos talking about the time frame before studying abroad and the time frame after studying abroad. That one is just gonna come a bit later. You guys need to subscribe and turn that notification bell to get notified when I post that video. Okay, cool. Now talking about the time frame before coming to the United States, it was June, July. Right after I graduated high school is when I was like, my mom just came up and told me, now it's on you to look for the university you want to do and the degree. I already knew the degree I wanted, but yeah, they do have uni fairs where, not uni fairs, but like career fairs where different careers come and talk to you, and it's for everybody. It's on Sarit. You just need to find it. They have fairs. They even have uni fairs for universities from abroad. They have career fairs. You guys just need to find it, and you can find the career you want. You can find the university you want to go, and whatnot. So I already knew what I wanted to do, hospitality. And before I even graduated high school, the high school that I went to really counted. It really mattered, and it really helped me through this whole process, in terms of keeping my documents, giving me my documents and stuff like that. I went to two different high schools and I had two different experiences. And my A level, where I did my A level, really helped. They also had a lesson for where universities from abroad would, and even local, would come talk to us. I remember Strathmore being one of them, and universities from abroad also. Yeah, so they came talk to us, and that like boosted my knowledge into like finding universities and stuff, using websites, what to do. Guys, scammers who scam people who want to join universities, be aware of that, for real. But yeah, my mom was like, it's upon you to find the university you want to go, whether it's abroad, whether it's local. And when I had abroad, best believe I'm not leaving that opportunity. My friend recommended me to Uniserv. No, not Uniserv, Uni Abroad. I did use Uniserv at some point, but it didn't work out. It didn't. Uniserv is a whole other story. For me, Uniserv did even, it felt so different. It's like they didn't care. But yeah, other than that, yeah, my friend recommended me to Uni Abroad and they started working with them. I did have not one country. I had like a bunch of countries that I would go to, and whichever I at this point I was just putting all my trust into God to find me a university that resonates with me. I did that prayer where I told him whatever is meant for me should come to me like immediately. So yeah, and also at some point, because I was so slow, I would go back and slap myself, and this ended up paying with a bit of stress. Also, someone ended up texting me, because after my friend told me, I just kept it in my mind. But then someone ended up contacting me from Uni Abroad, and they were like, I was looking to see if you're interested into studying abroad, blah blah blah. And I was like, hell yeah. I took that, I snatched. I literally responded to that message. I was like, yeah, I am interested. And then they said they had a uni fair, whatever. I went for it. I met the person I was talking to, and she helped me. Now, talking about like the countries I had in mind, If you have a specific country that you want to go to, that's good. I didn't. I had UK, I had US, Australia, I had Switzerland, and I did have an, I think that's about it. So yeah, I had like a bunch of countries in mind, and that was a good thing because the more the merrier. You have backup options. It's good to have backup options, by the way. And also, I forgot something. Before finishing high school, I had offers from UK universities, but here's the catch: I had used my predicted grades, and by the time I got my actual grades, it was like too soon to start. I didn't even start my, I wasn't even mentally prepared. That was my lip gloss, it just fell on the ground. But I was not mentally prepared to start uni. I was not even prepared to go abroad, and we were counting weeks, and on top of that I had to find my visa. So it wasn't clicking. And also, guys, UK has deadlines, and yeah, UK had deadlines, so I couldn't meet the deadlines, and I just aborted the mission. That's how we're gonna call it. For UK, there's a website. I can't remember the website right now, but if I do, I'll put it in the description box for applying to universities. But I think you do need to do it with your school, because I did it with my school. Yeah, I'll just put them just in case you need them. Fast forward to where we were. Yeah, I reached out to UNISA, blah blah blah, and then we started the process of applying. Now, in the process of applying, I also had used a different website for the US universities because I didn't have actual grades. I didn't get none of that, so I had to restart the process. And I restarted the process using UNISA, Uni Abroad. Oh my god, I keep on mixing it up, guys. If I say UNISA, just know I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Uni Abroad. Uni Abroad. Yeah, yeah. Uni Abroad. So I started that whole process again with Uni Abroad for the US universities. They also had a website. It's career. Come on up. Yeah, come on up. Yeah. So started the whole process. I put the same universities I had put in my other Common Up account, or other Common Up that I did with my school. We wait and hear from them. I did hear from some of them. I did my IELTS. They required IELTS. I did IELTS. Uni Abroad is also a test center, and that was a benefit. Like, that was really a benefit because I had to do my IELTS. You can do SATs, you can do whatever exam. So if you use Uni Abroad, it's really, really efficient. And yeah, online has scammers. I'm telling you guys, if you're applying for universities abroad, there's a lot of scammers trying to scam you guys, scam students. Be careful, be really, really careful with this. And when they scam you money, hella money. Money. I wasn't scammed because I used Uni Abroad, but I know because of the emails I got and the calls I got, and sometimes I still get them, which is insane because I'm already in uni. Why are you trying to scam me? But yeah, be careful. Be very, very careful when you're doing these things. Most of the university I applied to did want IELTS, so I did it. Even in Australia, they wanted the IELTS. Thank God I didn't have to do SATs. I don't know if it's the course that I was doing, but I didn't have to do SATs. But anyway, yeah, did my IELTS, and then waited. At this time, I also was like stressed because I did have backup options, and some of the schools offered the hospitality, yes, but it's not the section that I wanted. Hospitality has management, it has like tourism, it has a restaurant, it has all those things, business and stuff like that. But I wanted like to do hospitality management and travel and tourism. So hospitality and travel and tourism, period. But they had hospitality, restaurant management, blah 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 blah. So it was like that was kind of stressing me out because I want to do this and this. So I did another prayer. One thing I know about this process is that I was so close to God at this time. I did that prayer again. God, if you think this is what I was meant to do, we can proceed. But if it's not, can you just give me or lead me to what I was meant to do? Mind you, the university I was right now, I didn't apply to it. I hadn't applied to it at all. I applied to a university in Switzerland, but I was so unsure about that one. The university in Australia did reach out. They just demanded for some documents and some tests. They also asked for, basic things, bank statements and stuff like that, to see if I can survive in that school, or rather live comfortably there in Australia or something. Oh yeah, also I almost did apply for the Australian visa. Almost. So in the midst of doing those things, my school, which is, okay, it's inverted, but FIU, it reached out to me. Okay, this is what happened. I don't know if my agent applied to FIU or they did reach out to me, but my agent just called me and she was like, "Hi Regina, FIU just reached out with an offer for you to attend the university." And I was like, I just started Googling about FIU, looking at their courses, and oh my God, when I tell you it's what I was praying for, ha, because like they had my course, hospitality and travel and tourism. On top of that, they also had like a content creator something, and I also wanted to go somewhere that I can do content nicely and cutesy, and it will match the content that I want. And here we are doing content, but I feel like I can do better. So guys, bear with me, I'm still figuring my way out. Okay, I'm still figuring out stuff. So yeah, I checked their Instagram. I saw that they had a content creator program. It wasn't a program, it's like, yeah, it was a content creation, FIU creators. That's what it was called, FIU creators. And I was like, oh my God, hospitality creators program and all this good stuff. Oh my God, count me the fuck in. I was in awe, to be honest. And at that point, I already did my IELTS, so they also asked for the IELTS just to make sure I speak English, even though the whole process was in English. And I've been writing emails and stuff. I don't know, but whatever. I did IGCC. The thing is, the way I knew like God was working as well is because one of the university, I'm not gonna gatekeep, it was University of Mizzou. I wanted to go to that university so bad, but I don't know why we had like friction. Like, what the hell did I do to them? I do not know. But the English requirement was B, IGCSE, B, and above. I fell under that category. So I submitted my IGCSE English grade, and they were like, we need an IELTS. Like, do you think what? At that point I was like, what the hell? I have IGCSE grades that meet that criteria, and you still want me to do IELTS? But I was like, who am I? So I just did my IELTS, and also the Australian University wanted IELTS, and now FIU also wanted IELTS, but I had already done IELTS at that point, so I was like, take it. At least I didn't do it for nothing. But yeah, when I did my IELTS, that University of Mizzou, they just kept on demanding stuff and stuff. Like, if you don't want me, just say that. There's no hard feelings over here. If you don't want me, just say that. You don't have to take me through corners or whatever. But once again, I feel like that was God just saying, nah, let's stop that for a minute. Let's go this way. So we headed that way. And yeah, FIU ended up reaching out to me. Where was I? Okay, yeah. Then I told my agent, I was like, we can do FIU. I'm okay with FIU. I did my research. I like the university. I talked to someone in FIU. They gave me someone. They were really sweet. They were really sweet. I talked to someone from FIU, a student as well from FIU, and they told me about how they like it in the campus. And then yeah, then when I told my agent, when I told my agent that I'm okay with FIU, they added me into like the FIU Global First Year. That's how it was called, Global First Year Group. And boom, that's when it all started. The preparations. Now finding the university, that was done at this point. That was done. That was done. Now the documents. Looking for the documents. Now FIU needed my grades, my A-level grades and my O-level grades. Now my A-level grades, my A-level school was punctual, blah 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 blah. My O-level school, however, it was it. I'm just gonna it was it. It was like chill layback. But the A-level school was like punctual. Like, you know, the student who's always on time. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that was my A-level school. My O-level school was just chill, layback, whatever, whatever. You had to literally do the old things. So I went to get my grades from my O-level school and my certificates. They only had my grades. I didn't get no certificate. But it's okay. It's okay. As long as I just needed the grades. I wanted the certificates for my presidential awards. I wanted the certificates for my clubs, my achievements. They had none of that. I don't know what they did to it, but they didn't have none of that. My St. John's, I don't know what happened to them, but yeah, they must have given it to like another Regina or something. What the hell? But yeah, they just gave me my grades. Literally, that's the only thing I got from that school. All my hard work, was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't. But I'm still grieving that loss. But oh my damn! Like, y'all didn't even give me my P. I hiked fucking 3 mountains. You guys didn't give me myself. Like, I almost died in those hills and mountains, and you guys didn't even give me my certificate. It was so crazy. You guys don't know how hard PA is, and I finished it. Like, and I didn't even get one certificate. I didn't even get one certificate. Silver, gold, silver, bronze, residential. None of that. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. So yeah, the school you go to does matter, because those would have looked good in like my extracurricular stuff, because you do have to like write an essay of who you are, what you do, what your extracurriculars were. I forgot what the essay is called, but you know that type of essay you write before you join the uni. That one, I forgot what it's called, but if someone knows, you can just put it in the comments. But yeah, when you're writing that essay, girl, put everything. So after they asked for my grades, they asked for bank statements, they ask for, because now this is the process for getting your F1 thingy. F1, they ask for a bunch of stuff, and then they do give you, like, uni abroad gave me a checklist of like things that I would need when I was getting my visa, when it was time to get my visa after I've gotten my F1. So they gave me a checklist of the things I needed, and I think the checklist changes. They did say the checklist like changes yearly or after a few months, but they gave me the checklist, so I start looking for those documents. I remember the certificate of good conduct was in there. I remember, oh, vaccinations, the paper that you get when you're small. Hopefully you guys still have that, because the paper that you get when you're small, oh my god, if I didn't have it, even the school is the one that asked for that. Once we started applying for the F1, things were laid back now. I started thinking about backup plans, because you know it's not very guaranteed that your visa is gonna get accepted. It's not very guaranteed that everything is gonna be smooth and go as planned. So I started looking for backup plans. I started also keeping myself busy. I did go to beauty school. I learned how to do makeup. As you can see, my makeup is eating. Take a moment and look at my makeup. Oh my goodness. And this is not even a full, okay, it is a full face, but I haven't done my eyes. I only did lashes. But oh my god, you can't tell me I ate and left no crumbs. Mwah. Lip gloss was Elf shimmer, and I like the glitter, but it felt earlier in this video, so yeah. But anyway, I started keeping myself busy. I learned how to drive, got my driver's license, almost died in the roads of Kenya. Like, damn, you guys drive so hectic, oh my goodness. But yeah, almost died in the roads of Kenya. And yeah, but I survived. I used to go out driving scared every day. Oh my goodness, I was so scared. But yeah, I managed, got my driving license. That was a whole process. Oh my god, when I remember why is getting a driving license so hard and hectic? Oh my god. License, went to beauty school, learned how to do makeup. It was so fun. I did it in Linton's. You can just literally walk into Linton's and ask, like, I wanna learn how to do makeup. I asked in Sarit, but the girl who was helping me moved to Yaya Center, so I used to go for my classes in Yaya Center with her, and it was so fun. It was so fun because you get to use high-end makeup for free. Well, of course you have to pay them to teach you, but the makeup that you use is the one that's on Linton's, and it's good. I enjoyed myself. You can tell I enjoyed learning how to do my hair. I started late, so I didn't even end up learning how to do my hair, but I do know some basics. But have fun. Talk about fun. Oh my god, because I knew I was leaving the country, so I had to have fun with my friends. I had to have fun, and I did. I remember I had fun to the point that, bro, I remember the Uncle Waffles concert. Oh, you look at me like this, you think I haven't tasted tear gas. Oh. Can you tell? That tear gas was not for the weak. Oh my goodness. I remember I thought my life flashed right in front of my eyes. Like, yo, this is not even a laughing matter. I almost died that day. I almost died, and I was like, God, this is what you want from me. Oh my god. Like, why did they tear gas us in a concert, bro? I don't know. But yo, do I still even have the scars? I don't have the scars anymore, thank God. But yo, the fun has its own limits. But I don't regret. We got tear gassed and went back in and started dancing like nothing ever happened. But I still had fun. And I might just show you guys my outfit for that day. It was cute, liked it, loved it, and I had fun with my friends. We still laugh about that day because what even happened? Like, what the hell? We got tear gassed, went back inside and danced like nothing happened. Oh, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. I went out eating, I went out clubbing, we went to Diani for summer tides. That was so fun. Oh my goodness, that was like one of the best times I ever had. I would go back to that moment. Oh my goodness, it was so fun. But yeah, went to the Annie Summer Tides. I have a vlog. I have a vlog of it even. Oh my god. Yeah. So that was me. I was also working on myself, like to become a better person, putting my mindset on check. Because when I was coming here, I wasn't coming to play. I was coming here to get my degree and my living and my money, whatever, whatever. Yeah, I was not coming to play. I wasn't coming to play. So I needed to like put my mindset in check before I leave. And that's what I did. That's why I'm here. But yeah, so in the meantime, while I'm doing this, of course in the backstage I was still going on with that process. I had to wait a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or a few, I don't know. But I did have to wait for my F1 to come out. My visa process was actually so weird. Not weird in a bad way, but weird in that I don't understand what's going on way. When my F1 came, my agent contacted me, told me my F1 is here. They sent it to me via email, printed it out, whatever. And yeah, then we were ready to start my visa process. Someone in uni abroad is the one to assist like us students to get the visa. The dates, the visa dates. This is why I'm saying being slow kind of came and just hit me in the back at that point, because at this point time is going by fast. It's the month of December. Christmas is coming, and once Christmas reaches, nobody is nowhere to be seen. So it was time for me to start my visa application. It was like November, no, December, start of December and end of November though. And I'm like looking at the visa date, and we're like, my mom and I were like, the next visa date is January. The next appointment is on January. The only appointment was January, the month of January, even February, but January. So I'm looking at my mom, and my mom is looking at me, and we're like, shit. So yeah, but when the guy contacted me, he was like, please pay attention to the visa dates. They be opening sometimes maybe around midnight, around 3 a.m. that time. So me, I was like, okay, I'm always awake at that time. At that point, my sleep schedule was so fucked up, so don't judge. So 3 a.m. I would be there on the website checking, but no dates. The date that opened was on January 2nd, and I was like, should I just, because mind you, the dates that were open were like late January, not even early January, late January. And I think the date that opened, I remember seeing January 2nd as a date that was open, and I didn't pick it because my school was going to open on January 3rd. How the fuck am I going for a visa appointment on January 2nd and my school expects me to be there at January 3rd? So I didn't pick it. The good thing is, my agent was like, if you don't get a date by 30 days, by about 25 to 30 days of before you leave, we're just gonna ask for an urgent appointment or something like that. And that's what we did, because at the end of the day, none of the doors opened. But yeah, the day, I didn't know when they did that, but I just remember getting a call at fucking 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and it was my agent, and she was like, hi, we got a date, you have a visa appointment tomorrow, can you come and let's do some mock interviews? I was like, tomorrow, girl, shut the front door. Tomorrow? And she was like, yeah, we got a date for tomorrow. I was happy, but at the same time I was worried, because what do you mean tomorrow? Tomorrow, that was less than like 24 hours, bro. So I had to cancel my plans for that day. Had to go and do my mock interviews, prepare myself for it and whatnot. When I got there to do my mock interviews, they asked me a bunch of questions, and they were like, I feel like you're ready for this. I feel like you got this. And I was like, yeah, I prayed. So if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, oh well. God has his own reasons. But I just felt it that this was meant to be. This was perfect timing, because at this point, mind you, I was working on myself. So I felt like I was in the right mind space for this. And yeah, and also I remember, let me not forget, the day before I got my interview, the call, the day before I got the call, actually I'm just gonna say the day off, but before I slept, I was like, God, I'm so worried about my visa date, because school time is just, days were going fast. Days are going fast, and I just knew Christmas, once Christmas reaches, it's over for me. So it was stressing me, and you could low-key visibly see it. You couldn't see it, but I could see it. Me, nobody else, just me. But yeah, I remember praying, and I low-key shedded a tear because I was so worried, and then I just went to sleep. And yeah, found myself in their office doing my mock interviews, and the girl who was helping me, she was like, I feel like you got this. I feel like you really got this, and you're confident. But my voice is low-key, like, low. I know it might not seem like that on camera or whatever, but my voice is like low. It's not loud, and it's not loud enough. It's like people will be like, when people are talking to me, they'll be like, huh? Huh? What are you saying? Yeah? But I feel like I'd be shouting. Like, I feel like I'd be shouting, but people be like, huh? Huh? Can you speak louder? Like, I'm like, what the hell? I'm speaking loud enough. What do you mean louder? But yeah, that's my voice. So she just told me, your voice, just go there. Even if it means you shouting your lungs out, just shout. And I was like, okay. I went home, talked to my brother, because my brother is like kind of comforting when it comes to such things. Hope he doesn't see this, because it's just gonna boost his ego. But yeah, so I went and talked to him, because he's the master of interviews. I don't know, he's like the master of interviews or something. But yeah, I went and talked to him about it, because I was so nervous, and I didn't know how to feel. And when I don't know how to feel, I just go and talk to him. So went and talked to him. He helped me. He also said the same thing, like my voice is kind of low. He helped me like practice a bit on how to like get the voice out from my stomach or something. My interview was at like 10 or 11, but I went there at like 9:30. I was early. I even left before my interview time. In there, I had a big file, because mind you, I had a checklist for what to bring in the interview, but I wasn't gonna do no risking, so I carried my whole file. I'm there with my big file. It has all my information, my mother's information, my father's information, my brother's information, whatnot. So I went in there with my file. I'm going in there, they don't allow bags and stuff, so I'm carrying my file on my hand and my phone. I didn't even have my phone at some point. Yeah, I didn't have my phone at some point, just the file. I left my phone with the bag. So when I got in there, I'm looking around. People only have one paper. Like, you know the brown bahasha envelope. Oops. The brown envelopes, the big ones, they only have that, and I have a big ass file. I was like, I'm not risking. So I went, did my interview, got my visa, when I was there, so some people get rejected, and I was so scared. I went there, did my interview, shouted my lungs out, like my brother told me, and I was like, hi, my name is Regina. I was shouting. I didn't give a fuck. It went okay. And then got the paper, the green paper. Was it green or blue? Got the paper, got the approval. I was walking in my house like, oh! I kept on checking inside that file to make sure the paper is inside there. I was like, ah! uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, so I got my paper. I went to the car. My mom was in there, and I was like, Mama, got my paper. Yeah, that was the end of my interview, end of that process. Now it's just the flight. Oh, I already had flight tickets even before the interview. At that time I had Emirates. It wasn't confirmed that I was gonna use that flight, but it was on hold. And then by that time someone had already paid for the seats that was supposed to be mine. So then my mom was like, I even prefer you use Qatar. So we paid for the Qatar and then got my tickets then on that day. And I was like, shit, this is happening. And it was happening way too fast. I was like, oh my god. I went. I didn't tell everybody about me going abroad. I actually kept it to myself. Very little people knew. Then I told the people who knew. I got approved. And then I remember my mom and I, after the visa interview, we went and got lunch, went and ate, had lunch, relaxed. Oh my goodness, it was so fun. I was over the roof. Then my friends and I started making our last plans. Oh my god. I will always cherish those times. I miss them so much, but we're still on contact. We talk every day. And yeah, time was moving by fast. Christmas. Then I started packing, started getting ready to like go up, move. I didn't even know how to feel. Got ready, and on December 31st, I was at the airport filming that video. That's how it went, literally. That was the whole process. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy. If you know someone who's going through this process, please check up on them. Just it might not seem so or otherwise, but there's a lot of stress that comes within that time period. And I understand that. Like, sometimes people would think I don't want to hang out with them, but really I'm just in my own mind trying to think like what could possibly happen, what could possibly go wrong, and just get rid of whatever can go wrong, which is impossible, but we be on our heads so much. So if you know someone who's going through this process, just check up on them, make sure they're fine. And if you're going through this process, I love you. You got this. I had a good support system, and I did have a mother who like takes care of me and my stuff and my documents. All the documents that my mom thought she would never use, she used. From when I was a child to all my 19 years of life. I came to appreciate how strict she was with like getting my documents. God, oh my god, I was closest to God at this time period. Oh my goodness, God did his big one. God did his big one. What I thought couldn't happen happened. And yeah, I've just painted a picture of how the process before moving abroad looks like. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you check on your friends who are going through this process. It was so nice talking to you guys. Once again, let's appreciate my makeup today. I love you guys so much. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Reggie is in the freaking house and she's back better than ever, and period. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I think I'm stuck, don't know what else to do. That's why I'm